totally all automated. Welcome, 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 welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. I hope that you are doing great. I do see that I need to a little bit less volume here. Welcome everyone. Really great of you to be here on your Saturday evening or in the morning, wherever you are in the world. Maybe even Sunday if you're in Australia. Great of you guys to be here. I do see some people are already joining on Facebook and on YouTube. First of all, we have Liam, who's here. He says, hey, and he's actually asking me, do you still remember me? I do remember you. We worked together. We did some cool stuff together because we did some cool stuff for Carnival together, together with your uncle. So I think that I know you rather well. And by the way, which is really cool, that I actually posted this this message fully automated on YouTube, which is great. This is one of the reasons why the Stream Deck is so amazingly awesome that I wanted to do that. And I also see, wait a sec, Fiona is also in the house. Well, not she's in the house. She's cooking, but I don't know what she's cooking. So I'm really interested in what you're cooking. Is it really something typically English? Is it American? Is it Italian? Please, I really want to know what you are going to cook today for us. And Liam says everything is fine, and my dad is also in the house, and he is saying hello to Fiona. And again, thank you very much, guys, for being here at your time. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something really cool, which is, of course, in-house or at-home production. But before I do that, I also want to really talk about in real life in general, and that's the first thing that I want to talk to you, but let's do that on this camera right there. So in real life, you might have noticed that I didn't really go live for a long period of time because well, basically that it is really because the sun is down right about now. It's 8 o'clock p.m. and during these months, like October until March, there is typically no sun, and that well, this excuse me, this here it can shows it quite dramatically. So we're on the 16th, and you see that at 6:43 it is already down under. But if I go into April, things are getting way better, because then the sunset is at 10 minutes past 8, which means that starting next month I can do in real life again. Woohoo! And that is perfect, and that's also in alignment with what we're doing right here. So this is the LiveView Solo, which I use for in real life streaming. You hook your camera on it, and it really looks great. But I also want to talk to you about this product and compare it to this product. Is there a difference? Yes, there is a difference, and we're going to talk about it and what that means in combination with in-house, well, at-home production. And welcome to the show again. Welcome. Really appreciate you being here. My name is Petra Verbruggen, as you can see right here, and I have a website, techhunter.net. That's where you can support this show by donating $5, $10, $15, $25, depending on what your budget is. And I really would like that, but you know, because I want to give you the best show possible with a lot of information, and that does mean that sometimes I need to invest in some stuff, like I did for this T-shirt. Thank you, my dad, to my dad, because these guys are the best people that I know, in the sense of they are really knowing the things that you need to take care of if it comes to live streaming in general on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, you name it, it's all there. All right. But now we're gonna go into the nitty and gritty of today's show, which is gonna take quite a time. I think maybe 45 minutes ish. And to start with, we have, of course, the LiveView Solo. We have been discussing this product for a long time, and basically, why is this so important? Because this product is essentially the backbone of my in real life broadcasts or streams that I do. Typically in the summer months, not in the winter months, like I said earlier. But what you basically do is that you hook up your camera on your HDMI port right there, and you have 2 modems or 4, depending on your setup, and you can actually go live with one camera, and it's also called a solo, hence one, and bam, you're there. And for me, that is perfect for Taekwondo. That's great for Taekwondo. It's the best that I can do. I have this really nice camera, which is the Sony FDR X3000. It's a very small camera, which is very handy in your hands. You can point it at yourself. You can talk to your to the people that are watching the stream. You can point it to something. You can go in, zoom out, zoom in by hand. And the audio, if this camera is like amazingly great. So why am I saying that? Because I want to go from the solo to the at-home production, and I want to show you also a little bit what that means, what is that, and why this product is not correct for that. So even though this is perfect for Taekwondo, even though it's perfect for me as a solo online creator, it is maybe not the best thing if it comes to multiple cameras. And you know that I do have streaming events where we do have more than one camera. So that's to set the stage. So before we go into it, let's show what I mean by at-home production. So basically, when you look at 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even, what happened was that production companies had a big van, like thousands of dollars were in that van, and they had to drive all the way to the event, being a news event, being a sporting event, being whatever event that you can think of, and they had to roll out all the cables, which can be SDI cables, roll out audio, roll out whatever you think about, and it is quite expensive, and a lot of people were involved in that. So that's one. So a lot of people involved, timely, and those are the few things that are not so fine. But if I go back to the LiveView Solo, you can actually go with this product, which is like, this is the only thing that I have in my hand, with of course modems, which I put on this one right there, and that's all you need, and you can go live with one camera. But how is that then related to at-home production? Well, it's actually very easy. There you go. So here you'll see a diagram where you'll see about 4 people that have a backpack. That backpack contains the LiveView unit, which is roughly this, or a bigger version of the LiveView package. And those 4 backpacks and cameras go into 4G modems, which is the big thing in the middle where you can send your 4G signals to, and then the server that you see is actually a LiveView server, which combines all those signals into usable signals for your main switching board, which this woman right here is sitting behind is a switching deck where you can switch between cameras and make sure it all looks great and powerful and great. So that is what I call at-home production, in the sense that the people are in the field, but the production itself, so all the equipment, is actually not there. It's in the studio of your house, which is fantastic. And you can do that also. It is possible for, of course, it's not very, very inexpensive. It's actually, you have to invest in it, but it is really something, especially if you're a local TV station or a bigger online creator. This is something that is really interesting for you, I think. Another thing is that another way of looking at it is this right here. So what you see right here is, and I'll write it down a little bit, is so you have, oh, wait. That's not working. Okay, let's try to do it again. So I'll just show it by my fingers. So on the right hand side you'll see the studio setup, so that you have the live view server, then you have a switcher, and then you have a person that actually combines the videos. And on the left hand side you see in this case 2 live view units with a camera and a headphone. And that's also something that is really cool for at-home production, is that you can actually talk to your cameraman and explain to him or her that you want him or her to go to the left, to the right, zoom into something else, or maybe you can say, okay, I already have this shot, can you get another shot for me? That is all possible with the at-home production. So this is a little bit to set the stage, but this is not possible with the LiveView Solo. And why is that? Why is that not possible? So in order to do that, I want to give you a little bit of a demo of both the LiveView Solo and the LU200, which I have here at this moment, so that I can explain to you what the differences are. If there are any questions in the meantime, please let me know, because I can imagine that it's quite a challenging information right here. So first of all, let's start up the LiveView Solo, which is this one. they look so much alike. Oh, no, they look so much alike. So, but this is the LiveView Solo, and let's switch it on. And that will take about 2 minutes to start up. So we have all the time in the world to first of all get the HDMI port into that system. So I'll do that right now. So HDMI for the camera that I have locally here. Be careful, because it's all, of course. I'll get rid of these 2 modems and I'll just put them right here in the LiveView. Now, the best way of turning it on is, of course, that it's already all done. But because you have a little bit of time to do this, it's quite okay. And now we have to wait. And in order to wait, I'll just go to this shot right here. The flickering is just because of the way that it's all set up right now. But it's not gonna do that for me. So I don't see the flickering at all. Just to let you know. So it's now loading up, it's booting up. It just finished up the sequence, so that both modems are up and running and ready to go. And we just need to wait a little bit longer. And in the meantime, I see that my dad spotted Betsy. Welcome, Betsy. Oh, show myself. Hey, well, welcome, Betsy. How are you? Great of you to be here. We are just doing some technology stuff here, just to let you know. Anyway, so we are at the moment starting this up again, and you can see it's starting up. It's loading still. You can actually see the picture, which is right there, and I am waiting for this to become ready. So that is the moment that I can actually show it to you. Now, in this case, I also can upgrade it, which I will not do for the sake of time. But of course, I will do that later after the show. So let's go into the LiveView Solo environment, which is right here. So here you have the LiveView Solo. So this is my LiveView Solo that I own, and you can add a different additional solo if you want. And this is basically it. You have the information. The input is 1080p 60. LRT stands for Live Stream Reliable Transport. It will determine what the best bandwidth is, and the zone is important because it actually uses the cloud platform, which you have to pay for with the LiveView Solo, as a way to communicate with other servers. So there is a cloud platform in between your LiveView and the service, being Facebook, being YouTube, but we'll talk about that later. So there's a lot there to show. So in this case, we can put it in Ireland, but if you're in the US, of course, you can go to San Jose or North Virginia. So there are a lot of different possibilities there. You can add a destination, that's in this case Twitch, but you can also select new ones, which I'll show you right here. So you've got Facebook, YouTube, Easy Live, Mixer, Periscope, Twitch, Vimeo. Here you have Daycast. You've got RTMP, so you can also create your own RTMP streams. You've got Synapse, which is a way of having a for your in real life backpack. That might be an interesting one to verify for yourself. And some RTMP ones that I created myself. So there are loads of different ones here, but I already, for the sake of time, created the one that, now come on, back. For the sake of time, I already created a Twitch stream right here. And there are a little bit more information here because I can also set the delay mode, which is low or normal delay mode, and there are actually two flavors here. So you've got the low delay mode and the normal delay mode. The normal delay mode is always set to 5 seconds, and the delay mode is set to 2 seconds. Those are basically the differences that we have right here to choose from. And all you need to do is just hit go live right here, and then you can go live. But there's also a possibility to add some graphics to it, because with the LiveView Solo, you don't really have a way to bring it into your production system like vMix or OBS or something. You need to have something in between. Well, that being said, I did already talk to you about a few months ago about my concept with Livestream Studio that has a built-in RTMP server. Then you can add graphics, etc. But it's still a little bit buggy, and it's still a problem, so to speak. So, but let me just go back to the screen. So if you click on this button right there, it will pop up, for instance, this part, and then you can actually just show here what it does, and you can bring in some text, some scrolling text, and you can use that on top of your video screen, which is very, very nice. But that is about it. That's all that it can do. This is what it can do. It's great at what it can do. It's perfect. I love it. I still love it a lot. But that's it. You cannot really make sure that you have two solos that are actually in sync with each other. That does not exist. That is not possible with the software that LiveView provides for the solo. But hey, the name is not for nothing. It is a solo product, meaning only one. Let me see. I see Jonah. Well, I hope that I say that correct. John David De Leon, great information. Solos are really nice. Learning, awesome. Great of you to be here. You're very nice. Thank you. That is the solo. Again, great product, especially if you're an online creator like me and you're all by yourself. This is perfect. You can really use it. But it does come at a cost because you cannot combine more than one. So let's switch off this system right here. And let's give it some time to shut off, because now the next part of this product is that I'm going to talk about the at-home production, which is again this right here. So on the right hand side, we're going to have a server. We're going to hook it up to the in my case vMix, and we'll switch between multiple cameras. Now for this demonstration I'm only going to use one camera because I only have that camera right here on my desk, but I'll show you how it works and how it can be a multiple camera production. So the solo is now done. So it's now done. So I'll remove very briefly the HDMI connector, and I will remove the modems, and I'll put it into the more, let's say, professional grade broadcast quality product, which is in this case the LU200E for encoder only, which is exactly the same box technology wise as the LiveView Solo. The only difference is that the software that's on it is totally different. Well, totally different, that's also not really the case, but it's different enough that it has multiple features that the other one doesn't have, and we'll talk about it. So let's switch it on again. And also here, it will take about 2 minutes to boot up, so we have all the time in the world to talk about some stuff. So I'll just put it right there, and let's go back to this shot right here. And now this one is starting up. It says LU200, and it will just what it'll do does. And this is the reason why it takes so long. So this is the low end broadcast quality product. They go all the way to talk about the question that John Davis said. Let's go to my screen first. So the LiveView Solo comes in 2 different flavors, which is the, I can actually show it differently. Let me try to do this on the fly. I have an idea how to show it to you. But you do need to have a drink. All right. So let's do this. Let me make sure that I have everything done and ready to go, and then I'll show you where I am. Just give me a few seconds to get this organized. Boom. Oh, TV. Boom. Okay. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Let's get set, go. Okay, so all right, let's delve into the product of LiveView. Let's go into this product. So these are the products that the LiveView has in full. So there's a lot of different products right here, and I just want to start with the LiveView Solo. So if you look at the LiveView Solo, which is this product right there, it is actually available in both HDMI and SDI. And if you look at the cost, then this is the HDMI version. This is only solely HDMI, and then you talk about $1,000 for the product itself. It's without the modems. It's just the encoder. And you can also get with the SDI version. That is, of course, because SDI is always more expensive, the $1,500 option. And there is one more thing, and that is that even though it's not on this list, there's also a LiveView Solo Plus. I'm not sure if it's already out, so that it's already released, but it's based on the LU200, so that has built-in modems, and so you don't have to buy separate modems. So that is a little bit more of information on that one. So this is the one that I have in the studio as well, thanks to LiveView. Thank you so much. And I actually have at this moment 2 of them, and I can have them side by side fully in sync, and they look great. And as you can see, this one right here, the LU200, is roughly the same set as this one, and is also a little bit, it's the same as this one. That is because that this one right here is actually the one that all of the other live views in this range are related to. So that is the reason why it's so familiar and so the same, right? This one will cost you 3 times as much as the LiveView Solo. Just if a little bit of an idea on the pricing on that. So it's quite an expensive one, but you have so much more possibilities here. I mean, you can actually go to your own server and do a lot of things with it. So that is something. The most expensive one, and that's this one right here. This is the LU600, which is about $25K, $25,000. And of course, you will have multiple SIM cards that you can use, but and that's the range. So it's 25,000 all the way down to 1,000. And for local radio stations, sorry, local TV stations, and small, well, or let me just rephrase that. For local TV stations and or bigger online creators, I would recommend to go to this part right there, just to set the stage. It is also possible to add your phone, which is in sync with the other cameras, which is really cool. But what is important is that with the LiveView Solo, there's a cloud-based server, and LiveView will take care of the rest, and they do a fantastic job with that. But with the LU200 range, or 600 range, or 300 range, you will have to also purchase, well, or the cloud server, or a server that is right there, the LU2000 or the LU4000, depending on what you want. But for HD, the LU2000 is a very nice product, just to let you know. So now that was a little bit of an intermezzo right there. So let's go into the screen again. And here you still have your Solo, which is now, of course, down, as you can see. But let's go to the LiveView Central, which is the more, let's say, professional environment. And what you see here is that I have 2 LU200s waiting. One of them is switched on, and the other one is switched off. Now, where's the other one? Right here. So this is the other one. So again, this is the LiveView Solo. This is the LiveView 200, and then you've got this one right here, which I have right there, that is also waiting. All right, just to let you know that it's that those are the ones that we were talking about. Let's go into the screen again. Let me see if I can increase the size a little bit right there. So those are the systems, and if I click on this one, you'll see that you have a little bit more of a way of working on it. So first of all, you can set a location so you know where the system is. That comes handy if you don't know where your reporter is, but in this case it's not there. Then you have the mode. You have a live mode, which of course is very straightforward, but you also have a store and forward mode. And what that does, the store and forward mode, is that the store and forward mode will first record the video locally on a, this is the wrong one, let's go to this one. There's a SIM card, an SD card right here. It will store it on that SD card, so the video will be stored locally. And once you go into a range where you have 4G signal, it will automatically transmit the video, which you recorded earlier, will transmit it all the way down to this software that I have right here, which is absolutely fantastic that that's possible. Then you can select the channel that you want to put it to. So that's channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4. and you can, this is the resolution. And note this part is really cool. You can actually set the delay of your stream. You can go all the way up to 20 seconds of delay, or all the way down to 1 second delay. Now, you do see a bar right here, a blue bar right here, right? And why is that? Well, because the bigger systems, you know, the ones that I just said that they were a little bit more expensive, like for instance these right here, I'll just make them a little bit of a different color, just to these can actually go lower than 1 second, which is of course great, especially if you have events or other things that you want that to be very, very fast. So the LU600 is about 0.6 seconds, I believe it was, and the LU300 is 0.8 seconds. That's just really cool that that's possible. But the system that I have right here, which is this one right there, this one actually is capable of 1 second delay, which is also very good. And as you can see, now that I'm in control, I actually have control over this system, which is also fantastic that that's possible. Before I continue, let's check if there are some comments. Whoa, there are a lot of comments here coming this way. First of all, Jim, welcome. Great of you to be here. And Jim says, nice home studio. Thank you for your product reviews and how things work. Well, of course, no problem there. I love them. So, hey, that's the way it goes. And I see Kathleen also in the house, and welcome to you as well. So we were talking about the home studio. We talked about the Solo being a fantastic product for being solo, meaning one camera. And if you have a multiple camera production that you want to have with maybe 2, 3, 4 cameras, then you need to go to the more broadcast quality products of LiveU, which also means that you are in a little bit of a different ecosystem. And we are now talking about that ecosystem. So we just talked about the live part and setting the delay. And the delay is very important if you want to go stream live from multiple cameras and having that fully in sync. Because if you set the delay here to 1 second, and you do that for also this one right here, then those two cameras are in sync. That also means that if you have 4 cameras and you have all of them on 1 second, those are all in sync, which is fantastic. We tried it already. I tried it with the Carnival thing 2 weeks ago, which was fantastic. Everything worked perfectly. There was only maybe 1 frame difference, which was it was barely noticeable. Actually, it was not noticeable at all. But if you have 2 exactly the same cameras pointing at the same part, it might be that you see a little bit of a difference, but it's not a lot. And it's actually, I would be surprised if you would see it. So it was really that good. Moving on to this, the added value of this product right here is that you can actually see which modems that you have. So I use KPN and Vodafone in this part. You can, if you go live, you can see here exactly which modem delivers the most juice. If you are using store and forward, here you can find the videos that will be coming into the system, and this is some general information right here. Now this configuration part is really cool, because if you look here, you can actually also see, for instance, information on, let's go here, your network. So you can actually set the bandwidth that you want to use in a maximum way. So with the LiveU Solo, typically you can only stream 720, but with this product you can also stream 1080 without any problems. But the problem is that maybe you don't want to spend all of it. You want to, there are some budget limitations that makes you want to not get to like 10 or 15 megabits per second, but maxing it out at 8 megabits per second. That is totally possible. If you look at this screen, you can just click on bandwidth limit and you can go all the way down to, for instance, 7 megabits per second, and that is down the maximum amount that it will take. What you can also do is that you can say least cost bounding, use modems first or use Ethernet first. So if you have an Ethernet connection, of course that will be less expensive than the modems, so that's another way of making sure that that is taken care of. No, I don't want to do that. So those are just a few things that makes it easier. And now I can do the following. I can actually go live. So let's do that. So we're going to go live right here with 1 second delay. Totally okay. And waiting for it to go live. It's connecting. It will come in on channel 1. It is live. It's broadcasting. So that means that if I go to my Elgato, I can actually go into, of course, now it's not working. Of course, that's always the same. It's on MM1. Let me see what we have here. Or did I forget to switch on the, wait a sec. It's not streaming. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, so this is my fault. Okay, so what is happening here is that something that is typical for my environment. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure that it's gonna work the next time I'll show it for you. So this is something that I didn't check. My bad. So what happens is the following: is that my server just moved from one environment to my studio again, and because of that it has a different IP address, and in my firewall I have to set all of those ports to that new IP address, and that I didn't do yet. So that's my bad. It's so totally my fault for not being that is not possible for me. But what you did see is, of course, that it's a really nice product, and that you can really delve into it and show a lot of you have a lot of more things to work with, which I think is great. All right, there's a lot of comments coming in. I hope that you will be easy on my error because it's just only the IP address. I know that for a fact, because it's the one thing that I forget all the time when I come back. I have to write it down somewhere. I have a checklist, by the way. I'm happy to show it to you, but I have a checklist with my studio, but this one was not on it. Darn it. So let's talk about the comments. How is your weekend going? To my dad. My dad says he just got a fantastic, great, awesome, perfect, freakingly amazing Apple Watch. So I'm very happy for my dad. He can actually call me now on his phone, on his watch. And by the way, did you see my watch? I also have a Apple Watch, but it's not on my wrist. Why? Because it broke today, literally today, the same time that I was installing my dad's watch. Crazy. How stupid is that? But it's really the case. It's really broke. It's really bricked, and it was a good, excuse to just buy one for myself. So this coming Tuesday, I'll support a new one. Let me see. I needed to be this being on my own. Now I can be around the house without taking the iPhone. Yes. So my dad is 75 years old, and he, wants to stay in touch. You never know if something goes wrong, so that is the way it goes. Yeah, Jim says part two would be nice. Of course, sorry again, guys. It's just a stupid firewall. I'll fix it and I'll show it next time that it works. Kathleen is saying no worries, we'll do that. And Paul Dixon is in the house. Nice hoodie. Thank you so much, sir. Love it. Great design by you, Paul Dixon. By the way, Paul Dixon also does the graphics of this show, but with the exception of this lower third, which is a, let's say, a thing that I needed to do because I lost the other one. So this is something that is temporary, but just to let you know that this is not a Paul Dixon design. Part two of this video will be great. Yeah, I will definitely, well, at least I will show it to you. Will probably not be a full-on show about it, but I'll show you that it works, and maybe I'll, if it's okay with you, what I'll do is, wait a second, I've got an idea. Okay, so this is the way that ideas come to my mind sometimes. What I'll do is that as soon as it's possible to go outside with this, with the weather, not raining, great weather, and it's not dark outside, which it still is, and we will have our summertime coming in on March 31st. But as soon as that's taken care of, and as soon as we have great weather, I will go live outside with not one but two cameras, but including lower thirds and that kind of stuff. So like this part right here, everything will be live from outside. What do you think? Would that be a fantastic way of showing what it can do? I think so. Burma about to watch. Yeah, I know, Kathleen. It's the way it goes. I mean, this is the first product that I have from Apple that actually fails on me. So that's a very good track record from my perspective. So that's fine. And Jim says, oops, coming here. Yes, mobile. We'll do it. So moving forward, like I said, the summer months I will be going live on In Real Life more often, but I will go live at least one time with two cameras, so that we have a little bit of an interaction going on, and some basic lower thirds and that kind of stuff, because it will be a little bit less than, of course, because. But we'll see. We'll see how far we can take it. I like that challenge. I'll do that. By the way, talking about In Real Life, talking about also Twitch. So I'm not on Twitch the last few months, but I am considering just for In Real Life to also go to Twitch. So, but the main show will always be here, and everything will be also simulcasted to Facebook, because this is the channel where it's all at. If you're on YouTube, that doesn't matter, because that's also where I will always be. So it's Facebook, YouTube, and sometimes Twitch. Why do I say that? Because I will be going to TwitchCon halfway April, which will be great. It's about a 2-day event in Berlin, Germany, where we will be talking about all kinds of different things. And I am invited to be part of an interview with me at the LiveView booth at TwitchCon, which is really cool. So I'll do that, and I will also go live from TwitchCon to show you around what is going on. But that's in a few weeks from now. It's really exciting. I mean, it's just something that popped up like 1 week ago or something, and it's already done dusted. We're gonna do it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So watch out for also TwitchCon information and moving forward. Now, again, Facebook is the place to be. That's where you will see me every time. If you want to support the show, that is also possible. Just go to this site here, and there you can support the show with $5, $10, $15, whatever you want. If it's only one time, also perfect. Thank you very much for your time. I know it's a valuable time. I said it would take about 45 minutes. That's exactly what it took. And I'll see you next week. And I hope that you will have a fantastic weekend. See you around. Bye-bye. Oh, I have to go. This way. This one. Bye.